Welcome back, friends. We got another good one for you today. This is with my brown belt coach, Vini. He's a fresh face for the channel, so I hope you guys enjoy this round. Vini starts by immediately pulling guard, and I look to pass with a shin stable pass he actually taught earlier that day. Isn't it the best when you teach someone something and they immediately try it on you? Vini is incredibly flexible, and he always has a really good guard, so it's difficult for me to start smashing the legs. He's also controlling my near side arm, possibly looking to enter into a choi bar, and I'm aware of the threat, so I'm controlling his foot, trying to make sure he can't throw the leg all the way over. Vini starts looking to transition into key guard from here and start working leg locks, but I accidentally take a toe to the eyeball and I start to cry like a baby. I spend the next few seconds being dramatic, and then we get right back into the round. Vini sits back to guard, and I once again am looking to pass. I'm still working to stuff the legs and trying to figure out how I'm going to pass his impassable, incredibly flexible guard. I'm looking to stuff my head in his hip, and then I'm trying to step over and staple his leg. As Vini pointed out after the round, staying on my knees here really limits my mobility and makes it difficult for me to start moving from side to side. I'm doing my best to drive pressure into him, but it's really hard to get through his frames. Ideally, what I should be doing is instead of trying to get through his frames, I should be trying to go around them. But instead, I keep looking for an opportunity to try and step over his leg, which is really difficult to do because his hooks are really sticky. I eventually am able to step over his head for a second, but he does a really good job of framing and he's able to bring his leg back through. I'm also quite a bit off balance here, which makes it so every time I get close to a pass, he's able to frame, and I'm forced to pretty much reset my passing position. My passing game has always revolved from me trying to smash the legs and staying on my knees, but I've realized recently that I need to start working on standing up a little bit more. My one positive attribute in Jiu-Jitsu is that I have the ability to put a good amount of pressure on people, and to a point I rely on that as a crutch. But in 2025, I'm going to start working on getting a little bit more mobile, a little bit more athletic, and starting to pass from standing. From this point right here, I'm having a bit of trouble keeping Vini's heel to his butt, so I look to adjust my position a little bit. I grab his toes and I try and use that to drive pressure on his foot to bring it forward, and then I'm trying to use my shoulder to start driving weight into his leg so that I can keep that shin really tight to his back. As you can see, I'm trying to lock that up with my hand controlling his hip. In the meantime, Vini looks to start attacking the arm. He's grabbing my wrist and he's using that shin on my shoulder to create a frame, and he's looking for a choi bar entry. Feeling the pressure, I abandon the grip on his hip and I look to free that arm. Now I kind of have to start all over, but I create too much space and I allow Vini to start entering his key guard once more. Vini underhooks my legs, he goes palm to palm, and he looks to finish his key guard entry. He's able to throw his leg all the way through, and then he starts pulling my foot through until I'm forced to sit back. I'm immediately thinking about going for a toe hold, but we hadn't talked about if we were going to do leg locks, so I decide not to go for the toe hold. Vini decides to bring his leg all the way over, getting better control of my legs, and now I'm trying to free my knee line, so I start pushing on the knee and I'm trying to scoot out. I have very limited experience playing with the legs, so I'm kind of just trying to figure it out as I go. Vini starts to turn belly down, which is the perfect position for his knee bar. I'm still trying to clear my knee line here, so I start to stuff the foot, and I'm looking to sit all the way through, sliding my foot out, looking to pass right away. I leave too much space as I slide my leg out, and Vini's able to use his hook to extend me out, and I'm unable to pass. We reset in Vini's open guard, I start looking to control the legs and going for the same style of passing that I was working the entire round. Being as stubborn as I am, I figure if it doesn't work the first 5 times, why not try a 6th? Now you might be thinking to yourself, Natasha, why are you so slow? Now I prefer to reframe that thought as I'm calculated and I'm thinking about my next move. But in reality, I just have no idea what to do. So I take my time hoping that a pass will magically come to me. Right here, I'm trying to use my shin to open up his bottom leg, and I'm trying to staple his leg down to the mat. I'm once again fighting heavy frames, but I feel like I'm starting to get a little bit more progress. Really trying to keep everything as tight as possible to limit Vini's mobility wherever I can. But as much as I try to close the distance, it seems almost impossible to find any gaps in his guard. I'm finally able to staple that shin with my leg, and then to free up some mobility in my own legs, I'm looking to use my arm to push his knee to the mat so that I can start walking to the side. I make a palm down grip to stop him from pulling my arm out, and I start to get up onto my tippy toes looking to walk to the side. As I do that, Vini quickly tries to threaten an armbar, and I have to pull my arm all the way out, and here we are again. I have to reset. I'm doing my best to keep my elbow tucked to prevent him from attacking my arm, and now I have to fight back for head position. As you notice, I really use my head a lot in passing, and it's a miracle that I don't have more cauliflower ear. But I find that using my head in this way allows me a little bit more control, because it kind of allows me to use my head as an extra limb. His knee shield is really heavy right here, so what I'm trying to do is open up that knee shield. I start by underhooking the leg so that I can have access to the foot, and then I start pinning his foot so that I can start shoving my head close to the hip. My goal here is to inch by inch close up as much space as possible to prevent him from moving. It really looks like not a lot is happening each each time I go for a pass. But that's because every time Vini makes a slight adjustment, I have to counter it. And every time I go to adjust my position, it creates just enough space for Vini to force me to back out and reset, which can be really frustrating at times, but he gave me some tips to work on, and I'm really excited to improve my passing game. Hopefully you guys will see the difference over time. We pretty much spend the rest of the round here, and I realized that this style of passing is not really going to work, so as a last-ditch effort, I look to disengage a little bit, I start to control the foot, and I go for a little long step pass as the timer runs out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to Vini for allowing me to film this round, and thank you to Coach Caitlin for filming. If you guys are enjoying this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and I love my little chats with you guys, so please leave comments down below, and I'll answer any questions I can so long as they are respectful. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!